Lagos State Governor receives team from African Development Bank Group. Federal government announces plans to reduce transportation fare by 40%. On the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu pledges to fight until total victory. And in sports, Plateau United Queens defeats Moje Queens Feeders at inaugural girls play football tournament. And now the details. I am Mike James. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for a change in strategy to help and support strategically improve the health infrastructure and the continent amid global security, hunger, poverty, and health issues. Governor Sanwo-Olu made the call at the Lagos House, Ikeja, when he received the delegate of the African Development Bank Group, led by its Director of Health and Human Development Division, Babatunde Omilola, who has been in the state for about 10 days on a strategic health mission. The governor expressed the fact that the team has a good conviction about the state and appreciated what the state is doing to improve the health ecospace and how his administration proactively held the state and country from what could have been a major health issue. Taking the conversation forward on elaborate health mission, Governor Sanwo-Olu noted that critical investment in the health sector will impact positively on the gross domestic product of the state and the country in general.
That you are here, we're happy that you've interacted with us the last 10 days or so. What we really now need to do is to have a work plan, a realistic work plan that can bring, brick and mortar, that can bring capacity development, that can ensure that, funding at the right space, at the right time, in the right quantity is brought to bear. So that, missions like this are not wasted, and initiatives like this, ideas like this, strategic, positions like this are not just on the shelf.
And speaking earlier, the Director of Health and Human Development Division of the African Development Bank Group, Babatunde Omilola, said the team is in the state to contribute to transforming Lagos into a 21st century economy and support the state government in the health sector, making a good economic imperative, boost the gross domestic product of the state as efforts is being intensified to stem medical tourism. And according to him, the group is ready to offer technical assistance and concessional financing to assist the state because health is crucial, and reports have it that Africa is losing $2.4 trillion annually due to lack of investment in health. And ahead of the 60th National Independence Day celebration on Tuesday, 1st of October, the Lagos State government has organized a special Jumat service to pray for the progress, peace and unity of the state and country in general. Speaking at the event held at the Lagos State Secretariat Community Central Mosque, Alausa, the State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat urged Nigerians to be patient with President Bola Tinubu's administration, noting that the current economic situation will soon be a thing of the past.
Because we are a nation that imports a lot. We are a nation that is building. We are building infrastructure. We are building schools. We are building hospitals. So we must sustain our economic stability. So how do we do that? That's why they are doing all this. So there is a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you have a problem. So for me, I'm optimistic. Optimistic because there is a plan. But we can now, as a people, argue about that.
The guest lecturer, Said Ahmad, emphasized on the resilience, love, and unity of Nigerians and urged citizens to continue in their faith for the continuous progress of the state and the country in general. On his part, Lagos State Commissioner for Home Affairs, Ibrahim Layode, pleaded with citizens of the state and the country to continue to live peacefully in unity and ensure sustainability of their environment and communities. Prayers were offered for the peace of the state and the country as a whole. The Lagos State Public Service Staff Development Center, PSSDC, set to launch some iconic projects and initiatives as part of activities to mark its 30th anniversary. Director General of PSSDC, Adekunlola Adio Moses, revealed this during a courtesy call on the management of Lagos Traffic Radio, saying that the station is strategic in terms of sharing information to its listeners and in an impactful manner. Adio Moses said the event, which is scheduled for Friday, 4th October, will be graced by the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The Director General highlighted the project to include the launch of the newly improved Lagos Learning Management Platform and a digital studio, a book, among others.
In addition, we built a sports hub inside our premises, so we don't want you to just come for training and then go back or stay in the guest house and not have much to do. We have decided that we want you to have a 360-degree experience. We want you to come into PSSDC and not want to leave. That is the idea. We have built a very standard football pitch, a standard volleyball court, basketball court, badminton court, table tennis, lawn tennis, and we have space for a swimming pool next year.
Adio Moses stated that plans were underway to revamp the induction course for newly employed members of staff and those transferring their service to the Lagos State Civil Service, commence language class to encourage people, especially civil servants, to learn critical languages like Yoruba, French, and Mandarin. He also noted that the PSSDC would provide counseling services to those who need discreet and professional advisors on pressing issues, while also revealing that the new directorate will be created on gender-related issues. To improve learning, public speaking, and leadership skills, Adio Moses said the PSSDC adopted Toastmasters Club to help develop public servants on how to speak on contemporary issues in a constructive manner. In his response, the General Manager at Lagos Traffic Radio, Tayo Akonde, who congratulated the PSSDC on its anniversary, re-emphasized the essence of the induction course on public servants. Akonde noted that the station has a booster station project to expand its reach, as it currently has about 2 million listeners on its terrestrial platform and more online.
We will give support for all your activities to ensure that people beyond Lagos will get to know that there is one institution in Lagos State that is catering for the success of public servants and civil servants in Lagos State. So we rest assured of our support so that people can know that we have one channel that is tailored towards giving civil servants exposure, knowledge that we can use not for now, in the future, towards building a better Lagos. The station is there. We are big in all what we are doing, ensuring that we have more traffic. We will be opening our new infrastructure in Ikorodu. We call it Booster Station, whereby it will enable us, especially our signals, to get to all those areas where they are weak or not existing.
Akonde commended the Director General for making impact in the development of the agency and charged him on more developmental strides. Lagos State Government, through the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, has joined the rest of the world to celebrate World Tourism and Peaceful Day. Speaking at the event held at the Murio Kuala Park, Victoria Island, Commissioner for Tourism, Art and Culture, Toke Benson Awika, said tourism bridges peace and promotes unity at all levels. Benson Awika said tourism connects human beings around the world and charges everyone to use the opportunity to participate, noting that tourism promotes cultural, ethical values and different cultural delicacies.
Lagos has everything that a touristic community has to offer, so we're definitely going to improve on that infrastructure. We're going to make sure that the experience in Lagos is different. We're going to start off with our slogan, which is Imagine Lagos. When you imagine Lagos, you imagine the things you need to do in Lagos. The nightlife, the restaurants, the food, the Afrobeat music from Nollywood, everything that you need to see in Lagos is where you would need to be.
And also speaking at the event, Oniru of Iru Kingdom, Oba Abdul Wasiu Lawal, said tourism creates jobs, strengthens the local economy, contributes to local infrastructure development, and helps to conserve the natural environment. Lawal said collaboration with private sector and other relevant individuals will move tourism to the greater level, noting that tourism enhances cultural assets and traditions that reduce poverty and inequality.
Come from all over the world to come and see what we have to do, what Eyo is like. And it's been like that for years. We have a Jiwa Elegba festival that is being celebrated yearly by the Olofin children. Oniru, Ido, Ikate, Ojora, Ilashe, Irede. That's what we do regularly to let people know that we are there.
Oban Lawal charged youths to be actively involved in the promotion of tourism and culture, which will bring peace and unity to the state. And moving to the rest of the stories, the federal government of Nigeria has announced a plan to increase compressed natural gas CNG infrastructure and cut transportation fares by over 40%. This initiative was finalized during a memorandum of understanding signing ceremony in Abuja. Program Director of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Oluwagbemi, emphasized the government's commitment to affordable transportation amidst rising fuel prices. Oluwagbemi said under the new plan, fares for eight passenger vehicles would be reduced from 12,000 naira to 7,000 naira, while fares for four-passenger vehicles would drop from 13,000 naira to 8,000 naira per trip from Abuja to Ajaokuta train station. According to him, the initiative not only aims to provide immediate financial relief, but also encourages the conservation of existing commercial vehicles to CNG, which is sold at a discount of up to 60% compared to petrol prices. And in some foreign news, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has pledged Israel will fight until total victory in its war on Gaza and promised to continue attacks on the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah. Netanyahu said after the lies and slanders leveled at his country by many of the speakers at the podium, he decided to come and set the record straight. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, Israeli attacks on Gaza have killed more than 41,500 Palestinians and wounded more than 96,000 others since October 7. And in sports news, another phase of the inaugural Girls Play Sport Football Tournament has ended with Play 2 United Queens emerging as champions after a thrilling 1-0 victory over Mujay Queens Feeders in the final. Earlier in today, Nazareth Queens secured a third place in a 10-0-0 draw against Adonai Taraba Queens, ultimately winning 4-2 on penalties at the Old Parade Ground in Area 10, Abuja. The tournament delivered high-energy competition, culminating in Play 2 United Queens, claiming the top spot in the Northern Conference. As Northern Conference champions, Play 2 United Queens will advance to the national finals, where they will face the Southern Conference champions, Cats Ladies, for the Ultimates title tomorrow, September 29. And also on News at 10, but just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details. It's on the Lagos Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for a change in strategy to help and support strategically improve the health infrastructure of the continent amid global security, hunger, poverty, and health issues. He stated this when he received a delegation from the African Development Bank Group. And the federal government of Nigeria has announced a plan to increase compressed natural gas infrastructure and cut transportation fares by 40%. And we also told you that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has pledged Israel will fight until total victory in its war on Gaza and promised to continue attacks on the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah. In sport, the northern phase of the inaugural Girls Play Sport Football Tournament has ended with Play 2 United Queens emerging as champions after a thrilling 1-0 victory over Mujay Queens Feeders in the final. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Sadiq Yusuf. Thank you for listening. My name is Mike James. Beautiful morning.